Let's have a little chat, shall we? Give me a second. Thank God I'm by myself right now. I can really have a little cult chat. Let's have a little chat. I've been on a roll lately, haven't I, y'all? Heterosexual black men, I want to tell you something. You really need to start separating yourselves from certain kinds of black men who classify themselves as so-called straight, because now straight is now connected to black excellence, and black excellence is connected to the downfall of the black community. See, a lot of these straight black men, because there's a difference between heterosexual and straight. And a lot of these straight black men, not all of them, but a lot of them are causing a reverberation of issues to spill over into the heterosexual community. And you know, even though I am gay, even though I am gay, I can still look at things objectively. I'm not going to tolerate no disrespect from no fucking body. As long as you stay in your lane, I'm gonna stay in my lane. But as an observer looking at things from the outside, I see what's happening in the heterosexual community now. You have straight people like Ray J and a lot of these other people who are not considered heterosexual. And it's not because they mess around necessarily with the same sex. It's because of their mindset and how they view their heterosexual counterparts. Because I'm going to tell you straight, well, you heterosexual black men, something. Ray J threw you under the bus when he set up and threw out that motherfucking spell and said to you, you all need to show the LGBT community more love. And this is not trying to pander or trying to, get your heterosexual people or heterosexual men to, no. This is just calling it out for what it is, and that's what I do. I'm the occult view. And the energy behind him saying that was not sincere. Because Ray J is not a sincere person any motherfucking way. I don't give a fuck what people say about him when he make his coin and all that. I don't give a fuck. And I'm not talking about anybody I've had a personal conversation with who said that. No, I ain't talking about you if you're listening. No, I'm saying in general. I don't give a fuck if he makes his coin or not. He's part of that black excellence agenda, which is to declass the culture, declass and water down the energy of black people, and more specifically, heterosexual black men. That was a major attack on heterosexual black men's consciousness. You don't have to hate gay people just because you're heterosexual. The two of those things are not equally yoked, or they're not the same. You don't have to hate just because you're a heterosexual black man doesn't mean that you hate gay people. It just may mean that you don't vibe with that energy. And you shouldn't have to be forced to do anything that you don't want to do. And that is what black excellence does, because that's exactly what they did to Stacey Dash in that house on College Hill. Jesse Lee Peterson is part of the black excellence agenda, which has declassed the race, which has declassed our culture. And now they've added all of these ghetto, ratchet, hood booger mentally ill people into places where they really don't fucking belong. Think of it this way. Whenever you've had to go and deal, and this is for anyone, any black person or anyone really, whenever you've had to go to any business or establishment, and whether it's a black man or a black woman or whatever, and you've had to take care of any business. Let's say you had to go to a government building and you had to go take care of some business, renew your license, renew your ID, whatever, pay your taxes, whatever. You notice how people say that the black people that work in those positions are nasty a lot of times. They don't know how to talk to you. Well, that's because a lot of those people are that's what black excellence does. They are a byproduct of black excellence. They put those people in those positions for those very reasons. They put them in those positions because they want those types of energies in those positions. Whether you have to go get a new Social Security card at the Social Security Administration, whether you have to go, anywhere. You notice it's always some nasty, unprofessional black person, whether it be a male or female, and most of the time it's a black female in a lot of those positions, but you got men too who are unprofessional, nasty. They speak to you like you're beneath them and you're probably making more money than them. And even if you're not making more money than them, your wealth and your value is more than theirs. Because most of those motherfuckers, they probably living from paycheck to paycheck, can barely make fucking ends meet, and probably in debt up to their motherfucking crack hole. Okay? You notice that, and that is by design. Because they're all interconnected into this black excellence system, which also ties in to the Masons and Masonic networks and connections. And what they do is they hire their own people and they lock everyone else out. See, we have to find our own ways of making money. We have to start our own businesses and use our own creativity to make the money that we want to make, because they try to lock certain people out. You can't tell me that Ray J and Brandy and all of them are not connected in some way to some type of Mason or some type of Masonic entity. And I'm not saying that all of the Masons are bad or anything like that, because my great-great-grandmother was an Eastern Star, and she was one of the highest levels of Eastern Stars. She got to one of the highest levels because she was with and she rolled with and she was connected to, like I told you before, she was connected to high-level Masonic people. This guy named Herbert Pugsley, he was a high-ranking Mason at that time, back in the 40s or whenever that was. And he was like one of the highest-ranking members of the Masonic order back in the day. And only people who reached that status would have access to him. And my great-great-grandmother, she did. Okay? But that was many, many years ago, when there was probably some more integrity that was attached to the Masons and stuff like that. But we don't have that anymore. Now it's all about these ghetto hood booger type of people that we see in the industry. And they're putting out certain energies and frequencies to keep black people under a certain curse. And I don't give a fuck who agrees or disagrees. It's not. It's what's happening. They've killed off the Boule people. The people who really are supposed to be, because people misinterpret the Boule, and I have to sit back and I have to reevaluate what I thought I knew about the Boule. I was wrong. It wasn't the boule, because I'm more boule. Horty torty, snooty pooty. That's more so my energy. Not black excellence. Black excellence is that nasty black worker in those government buildings and on those government jobs who really and truthfully, a lot of them, the reason that they're so nasty and hateful is because they're not qualified to be on those jobs. And when you're not qualified to be somewhere and you're expected to do a certain task or job and you can't fulfill the duties that go along with that position, then the only thing you have to do is to be nasty when someone comes to you and asks you for assistance. That's what we're dealing with. A lot of these people are black excellent and Masonic types of people. And now they're trying to push this new agenda. They're pushing this new agenda now where they're trying to water down the heterosexual black man. And they're trying to make heterosexual black men look a certain specific way, which is really not your energy. Because truth be told, the people that really hate gay black people, it's not heterosexual black men. Those are black excellent straight men. Like Jesse Lee Peterson. Those are not the actions of heterosexual black men. Because most heterosexual black men and most heterosexual people, they don't have no issues with gay people per se. Like that. Not on a general basis, but maybe on an individual basis. There may be certain things they may not like about the LGBT community, and that's their right. But when you have people like Ray J and other people of that mindset telling you, hey, look, this is what you need to do. You got to do this. You need to show this group more love. Then you need to do that. When you have people that do that, you have to really understand what you're dealing with. You have to really understand what you're dealing with. And you have to really understand what you're not dealing with. And you're not dealing with a heterosexual black man. Heterosexual black men don't walk around with 2 earrings in their ears and all of that, gender ambiguity. I think I'm saying that right. Or that gender ambiguous nature of walking around with those 2 earrings. And you got to look at all of that. That is not the nature of heterosexual men. Because my motherfucking uncles didn't none of them walk around with no 2 motherfucking earrings in a motherfucking ear, okay? And I don't give a fuck who gets mad if you're a man. I don't care. That looks very, even I don't even have my ears pierced. If I've ever put an earring in my damn ear, it was clip-ons. I've never had my ears pierced. Never done that. Number one, I don't like no motherfucking pain. I don't like that. Never had my ears pierced. Never done that. There are certain things that are just not for public display. And the heterosexual black man is really under attack. The heterosexual energy of black men, and really men in general, is under attack from black excellence. Those niggas over there in black excellence, most of them are not heterosexual. They're straight. They're straight. And I say they're straight because a lot of them, people kept blaming the boule. No, it ain't no boule. It's not boule. Ain't nothing, it's not the boule. It's black excellence. A lot of them are the ones that do those gay rituals. It's the black excellence ones. The ones who claim to be heterosexual, but they'll go gay. They'll do gay stuff in order to get to certain levels in the motherfucking industry. And you know all about that. And then they'll come back and say they're heterosexual. Get married to a woman and then terrorize that woman throughout the entire marriage. And then the image that's put out in the world and into the universe is that heterosexual black men are twisted and demented. So when I'm talking about these types of black men, I want to be clear. I ain't talking about my heterosexual brothers. No, because I don't have no issues with you all. When you know what you want and you're secure in that, I don't have no issues with you all. Most of those niggas over there in that black occult conscious community and the magical one, most of them are black excellence too. Most of them are just straight. They're not heterosexual. I don't give a fuck who it is. Yeah, I said it. That is why they act so flaky and crazy and up and down, because they're black excellence. And a lot of them have issues with their sexual orientation. Not saying that they're messing around with men, but they have questions and doubts in their own mind about their own sexual orientation, which is why a lot of them remain single. Or if they do get with a woman, they treat the woman like she's their fucking enemy. So let's really examine what's really going on. And have you noticed people like Jesse Lee Peterson, Larry Elder, none of these men are married. At least Kevin Samuels was married at one time. Allegedly. At least he was married. As much as people hated him, and I'm not no Kevin Samuels fan, but I'm just saying, even though he was part of that black excellence as well. And I don't give a fuck who gets mad about that. This is not disrespect. It's pointing things out. Black excellence tears people down. It does not build people up. Cora Masters Berry, Muriel Bowser, all of them motherfuckers that's part of this, puppet show or this freak show here in DC, they're all part of that black excellence. And unfortunately, so is Felicia Rashad. Now, why would a woman of Felicia Rashad's stature be hanging around a hood booger like Cora Masters Berry? Felicia Rashad is one of the best in the business. And why would she be hanging around somebody like that? I know. Black excellence are the ones that set Marion Barry up. Them niggas set Marion Barry up. See, let me tell you all something. The whole thing that went down with Marion Barry in 1990, that was part of the beginning stages of the gentrification and the tearing down of the culture, of the black culture here in DC. They had to take out the black leader who was trying to bring change to DC. I don't give a fuck what his problems were personally. But that was all part of the plan. That was all part of the plan. It's not about liking or disliking Marion Barry. It's about what they were trying to do. The black excellence regime did not like the fact that they were not in control. They didn't like the fact that they didn't like the fact of the idea of certain black people progressing. Because black excellence wants to keep black people in this constant cycle of victimization and poverty. That's what creates some of these weirdos here on YouTube that sit up and stalk women and their children all fucking day and night. Wink. Black excellence creates that crackhead bitch that I had to cuss out. Wink. Black excellence creates homosexuality. And I'm not talking about a person being gay and being attracted to the same sex genuinely. There's a difference between that and homosexuality. Homosexuality is when men get together with other men and it's not equally yoked. And you can call that the gazy type of energy as well. I'm reading into it on a spiritual level. I'm not going by the human textbook definition, because I know what some of you all are going to think. Well, it says in the dictionary that homosexual. I get that, and that's right too. But I'm going beyond that. See, we have to look at things in layers and dimensions, because they have us thinking in a one-dimensional way that everything is this way. But no. There are layers to this shit, just like there are layers to heterosexuality. There are layers to everything. But we've been trained as black people to look at things in an unconscious view. And that is why our consciousness continues to decline instead of expanding. And that's what black excellence wants. So they tell heterosexual black men, and they put certain people in place to keep heterosexual black men out of the loop and to keep you thinking, or rather keep you chasing your own tail. And they're mixing in all of these struggle straight black men. I'm going to call them struggling straight black men. They keep mixing them in with decent heterosexual brothers, and they should not be. And this disease is spreading. See, people ain't ready for this type of motherfucking teaching, especially coming from a gay person. But see, I'm spirited, and I can see things that others may not be able to see. Like I always say, I see in those dark places that people don't want me to see in. And I'm not talking about, and this is not personal, because we're all affected by this. Sexual orientation should not define your essence. I am a black man first, before I'm any motherfucking thing else. Because that is the first thing that people see, is a black man or a nigga. That's the first thing that they see. My sexual orientation comes last. What I do in my bedroom comes, that's not important. I don't need people, and I've said this before, I don't need people to celebrate my sexual orientation, and I don't need any accolades for my sexual orientation, and I really find it offensive and vulgar and repulsive that people want to sit up and celebrate a sexual orientation. What you do in the bedroom with another person is between you and that motherfucking individual. That has nothing to do with the world. Now, people should not discriminate against you because of that. But at the end of the day, that's your choice to reveal that information to people. And everything is not for everybody to fucking know, especially when you're in hostile company. So why would I go to a heterosexual club when I'm gay? Now, I probably could go in there and nobody would bother me, but I definitely wouldn't go into a heterosexual club trying to talk to no heterosexual men. No, I wouldn't do that. But that's what black excellence tells us to do. That's what black excellence advises gay people to do. Because black excellence does not want gay people, especially gay black people, to have a sense of value. They don't want us to have a sense of dignity. So they tell us to depend on other people to value us versus us valuing ourselves. This is why I'm okay with If my relationship or whatever that bullshit is, my friendship, whatever that bullshit is with this nigga, I'm okay with it not with it ending if it's going to end. I'm okay with that. I've always been okay with being by myself and maybe having me a little friend on the side. I've never wanted anybody to live with me. He moved in with me. He wanted to live with me. I didn't ask for that. He moved in with me. And the point that I'm making is I've always been comfortable in my own skin. And black excellence don't like that. They don't like that. People with that black excellence energy, they don't like that. When they see another black person comfortable in their skin, they will do everything in their power to try to tear that person down. Whether it be a black woman, a black man, a gay man, a black gay man, they don't care. If you are comfortable with walking alone, they don't like you. They have a problem with you. Because most of these motherfuckers, they are scared, they're afraid, and they're cowards. And I'm talking about black excellence. They're cowards, and they have to be up in groups. Because that's all they fucking know. And most of them probably come from group fucking homes. I've always walked alone. I don't need no motherfucking friends on YouTube, and I don't need no motherfucking friends in real life. I mean, don't get me wrong. People do need people sometimes. You know, I'm not saying that. Let me be clear. But when it comes to totally depending on another person, that has never been my forte. I've never been that type of person. I've always walked alone, and that's why a lot of black excellent type of people, that's why they don't like me. Because I'm comfortable with walking alone. They probably like, well, what's wrong with that motherfucking nigga? He think he better? No, I don't think I'm better. I don't think I'm better than people. I just know I'm better than people like you. That's the difference. A friend of mine, she's deceased now. She was a powerful witch. Her name was she was an elderly woman. Her name was Miss Marie. She used to always tell me, she used to say, Seer, she said, people get mad when you walk alone. They get mad at that. They get mad when they see you by yourself and you're comfortable by yourself. They have a problem with that. Black people have always had a problem with that. Black excellence, they have a problem with that. Not no black people, but black excellence. They have a problem with that. Go look at College Hill, the first episode, or the second one, I think it was the first one, where they all ganged up on Stacey Dash because she wanted to be by herself. She didn't want to fuck with them fucking ghetto, ratchet, dysfunctional ass niggas. She didn't want to fuck with them. She didn't want to be bothered with them. And I know how people feel about Stacey Dash. I'm not a fan of hers either. But I also don't like bullies. Right is right and wrong is wrong. Nobody has the right to bully people. And Ray J, he really disrespected her. He cursed her for no reason, simply because she was comfortable being by herself. See, what it is with black excellent niggas, what they don't like is the fact that I guess if she was all up in his face, you know, trying to give him some pussy, if she was doing that or trying to fuck him, then, you know, things would have been, you know, he wouldn't have had no issue with her. It's the same thing on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Garcelle Bouvet, I believe that's her name, the pretty black woman. She was I think she was celebrating her birthday or something, I don't know. Some type of party she was throwing. And her 30-year-old son was there. And Erica Jane was trying to come on to Garcelle's son, who is married. And I don't care if he's married to a white woman or a black woman. I don't know, don't care. But Erica Jane was being very disrespectful. And my thing is, Garcelle should not have been the one to check her. Her son should have checked her. But because he's under black excellence, under the energy of black excellence, he went over there and entertained Erica Jane when she was trying to come on to him. And she showed a She showed disrespect towards his marriage by telling him, tell your wife to DM me, and you, me, and her, all three of us basically could have a threesome. And I don't care if he's married to a white woman or a black woman or not. That's a disrespect to his wife and his fucking marriage. You don't do shit like that. You don't do shit like that. But the problem is, Garcelle should not have been the one upset. It should have been her son. He's a 30-year-old grown fucking man. He's a grown man. And that's what I'm talking about with this black excellence. He has all these tattoos on him, earring, no decorum at all. And then you wonder why people like that, like Erica Jane and other white people, you wonder why they be stepping to black men thinking that they can talk crazy and say all types of shit to you. See, white people know they can't do that to me. They know better. They know when they step to me based upon my appearance, because I'm an intimidating figure anyway. But I don't bully people. My presence is very intimidating. Okay? It's very intimidating. But I don't use that to bully or harass people. So there's not so much that anybody is going to say to me. And what he should have done was, he should have said, listen, thank you for saying that I'm handsome. I appreciate that. But I'm not interested in coming over there sitting next to you. I'm a married man. You know, I don't get down like that. That's what a heterosexual man does. But a man that's up under black excellence, that's straight, he's going to go over there and entertain that bullshit. See, heterosexuality in men is not just about being attracted to the opposite sex. It's also about executing and exerting a certain energy that you're not going to take no motherfucking shit. It's not about bullying people. Bullying is straight black excellence black men. That's what they do. They use their masculinity, their weak masculinity, to bully and harass women. They try to harass other gay people, but they wouldn't harass me because I'll harass them right back. Told y'all I'm a fucking psychopath if I think somebody harassing and fucking with me. And then I got my voodoo on my motherfucking side too. They don't want no problems out of me, bitch. They don't. I don't start nothing, but I do finish it. I will. Real motherfucking talk. Take it how you want. But this is the type of shit that they do. Heterosexual men, they know how to shut shit down, and they going on about their business. They don't have to deal with this type of bullshit. And that is why I say to heterosexual black men, your energy is really under attack, and you really need to start separating yourself from certain energies, because a lot of these niggas that y'all hang around, they're not for you. They're black excellence, and the reason that you can't rise up, the reason that you can't be with that black woman that you want to be with, is because you probably got some black excellence nigga doing work on your motherfucking ass behind the scenes, because they're jealous of you. Just like that movie I was looking at on Amazon Prime, Emergency. And I think that there can be a détente, which détente means it can be a collaboration between the two worlds if they stay in their fucking lane and if they're not trying to override the other one. But this movie Emergency, these friends, they find this white girl in their dorm, and they're men of color. Two of them are black and one of them is Latino. They find this young white girl passed out in their dorm, and they don't really know where she came from. So in the interim of them trying to help her, it turns into a racial thing where the police get involved and all this other stuff. But one of the black dudes, he was more black excellence, ghetto, ratchet type. He was telling them to leave the girl and let somebody else find her. And you know what? He was right. But the more boule guy, he wanted to help her. He wanted to help her. That's what he wanted to do. But ultimately, the black excellence guy was correct in that stance. But the black excellence guy, he was also very jealous of his boule black friend who was going to Princeton, I believe. He was on his way to Princeton, and the very things that these niggas sit up and say that they admire about you, heterosexual boule black men, is the very thing that they are jealous of you about. They'll sit up and laugh and grin in your motherfucking face and smoke weed with you, but deep down inside, they're jealous of you. Case in point with my motherfucking friend that stays with me. Now, he is more boule in his energy and more gentlemanlike, but the problem with him is he wants to run the street with these no good motherfucking black excellent niggas who still out here doing a whole bunch of fucking crimes and doing a bunch of shit, and these niggas are beneath him. But he wants to run the streets with them. He wants to run with them. And he doesn't understand how that energy can impact you getting to where you need to get in life. Because those nothing ass motherfucking niggas of that black excellence, that low vibrating black excellence, they don't want anything for themselves. The only thing they want to do is smoke weed, get as drunk as they possibly can, go to a state motherfucking college, and then they'll get a motherfucking job making $50,000 a year, thinking that they better than somebody. When in actuality, the only reason they got that shit is because they're up under the umbrella of black excellence, and that is the type of shit that they cater to. They do not cater to people with talent. They don't cater to people with some type of social and or mental or dress attire or decorum. Let me say it that way. They don't cater to that. They want those type of hood boogers. So the heterosexual black men, you're getting thrown under the bus and you're not able to rise up because you keep being lumped in with these type of dudes. These black excellence dudes. And these niggas are jealous of you. They don't want to see you succeed. They don't want to see you succeed. They don't want to see you rise up. They don't want to see you become a millionaire. Because they're too busy hating on you behind the scenes. It ain't just women that do that motherfucking shit. People always put that on women or black women, saying they always hating on other black men do that motherfucking shit too. Black men are very jealous of other black men. And black men have an apathy towards one another, especially straight black excellence type of men. They have an apathy towards one another. And you can see it. And what makes it so bad, then they get on these talk shows. I don't even want to talk about that. But they have an apathy towards one another. I'll leave that alone about the talk shows. I don't want to get into all that. I'll put that over there on the east somewhere, on the east wing. But they have an apathy and they lack a conscience. They lack a compassion, not a conscience, excuse me. But they lack a compassion for other black people in general. A lot of these niggas that's out here killing each other in the fucking street, that's black excellence. That is black excellence, and it's probably perpetrated by a lot of these lower level Masonic fucking orders. So black heterosexual men, you really need to reevaluate the people that you are connected to in your personal life. And this is not just for people in the industry. This is for heterosexual black men across the board. Because just because you're heterosexual, I don't take that you hate me or that you're homophobic. I don't view things like that, although there are some heterosexual men that are like that, but I don't look at the world like that anymore. I've kind of expanded my horizon because I understand how heterosexual men may think sometimes and may talk, and they may not mean any harm, but those straight black excellent niggas, those are the ones that I've been having issues with. It ain't heterosexual black men. And fortunately, There are a lot of heterosexual black men in the world who can combat that. And you need to start combating that. And take your fucking energy back too. That's why you can't get with the woman that you with, because you probably got some nigga that you calling your homeboy or your nigga who's trying to lead you down a path that you should not go. They calling you a sucker and a bitch because you have respect for your woman who's black. They behind your back to I wouldn't let my woman run me and I wouldn't do that. And them niggas don't even have no fucking women. And half of the time, they don't want no women. They want another dick. But they playing the motherfucking part like they want women. This is what black straight excellence does. This is what they do. They breed confusion. This ain't got nothing to do with gay people. This ain't got nothing to do with gay people. That's not gay energy. That's confusion and division and chaos. So heterosexual black men, you need to wake up. And I'm not saying that in a sarcastic way. I'm just saying you need to wake up and realize your fucking power and take your motherfucking shit back and stop being bamboozled by these motherfucking straight ex-black excellent niggas who are keeping you broke and keeping you fucking single. Because association is everything. Same thing I said about Cora Masters Berry. She's sitting up in pictures with Hillary Clinton, calling that lady her fucking friend, when Hillary Clinton was accused of being a pedophile. Not only that, her husband Bill Clinton, I'm finding out from sources, that he really don't like black people. That when he was the governor of Arkansas, or running for the governor of Arkansas back in the day, he made some statements that he didn't want to see he was going somewhere, and he said he didn't want to see no niggas, he didn't want to breathe no niggas, he didn't want to hear no niggas. And then they got some black excellence type of Negro to show him how to win over the black community. Him and his wife are fucking racist. But Cora Masters Berry, another black excellence motherfucker, she's sitting up in pictures with Hillary Clinton talking about, that's my friend. But this woman is up, it has been, there's a video that's been circulating for the past few years of Hillary Clinton and somebody else, I don't know the other person, but it's another well-known person, of her and somebody else sexually abusing a little girl. But this is what black excellence supports. Anyway, this is the Occult View, aka Sia Grant. Disclaimer, this is not the views of YouTube or anyone else. These are my views and my views only. You can like them, you can love them, you can fuck it, you can suck it, you can duck it. You can do anything you want. But I'm just here to make you think beyond your dimensions that you can see. And you take that. All right.